When you see the images from Haiti, either in photos or video, you get a small sense of what life is like in the earthquake-torn country. But there is so much more. We've been able to show you some of the tents filled with patients, just a glimpse of what doctors are dealing with on an everyday basis. SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick returned from Haiti earlier this month. And Mia, you did have a chance to sit down and speak with some of the doctors who've returned as well. What are they telling you?
Well, everyone who comes back from Haiti comes with a story or many stories. For the doctors, some of those stories are triumphant, and some of those memories will haunt them forever. These doctors are accustomed to dealing with life and death, but nothing could prepare them for ground zero in Haiti. In Petit Guave, a city located near the quake's epicenter, a team of Sarasota professionals set up a pseudo-hospital and took on cases that forced them to the brink of their medical knowledge every day.
We were the only referral center, mind you, in a 30-mile radius either way.
Dr. Vilma Vega is the co-founder of Hearts Afire, a nonprofit group of doctors. Her team of 8 spent a week in Haiti, sometimes treating 500 patients a day. One case she can't seem to forget was a young man who walked for 5 hours with a ruptured appendix in search of a hospital. By the time he reached her, not even surgery could save him.
And are there cases like that every day? Every day. And so those are the kinds of cases that haunt you.
Dr. David Sugar, an orthopedic surgeon with offices on Waldermere Street, thinks about a man with a spinal cord injury that paralyzed his legs. Dr. Sugar told him some physical therapists had come in to help, but the message was lost in translation, and the man thought he was having a life-changing operation that would allow him to walk again. Dr. Sugar had to deliver the bad news.
You could see his expression change. He started crying, and it took about a week. We've been back almost a week now, for me to not think about him throughout the day.
We did what we could do best with the very few resources that we have.
The team saw 3,000 patients, performed 75 surgeries, and delivered 26 babies. Each doctor saw a patient that they still wonder about today. Along with the losses, the victories remained burned in their minds. A C-section performed on a picnic table. Both mother and baby survived. The surgeries where limbs were saved instead of amputated. In less than a week, faces that these doctors had never seen before left memories that they never want to forget, and images that will haunt them forever.
But I try to divert my thoughts to the things that we save people's lives.
It was clear to me when I was interviewing these doctors that you could see in their eyes that there were still things that they were struggling with on a day-to-day basis, but they were also ready to go back. One of the stories that haunted me was the story of this little girl that you see on the TV screen behind me here. I met her at the General Hospital, and she lost her left leg. It was crushed in the earthquake. She also lost her parents in that earthquake. And one of the things that really struck me was that she was playing with a small Barbie, and it was just the torso and the head of a Barbie, something that a child in the United States may toss aside or you might find in the back of a toy chest. But for her, this Barbie was the one thing that she was clinging to. It was her last semblance, really, of normal life.
What about you talking to these doctors? Certainly you saw a lot of things like that when you were in Haiti. Has it helped you to speak with other people who went through similar experiences over there?
It helps tremendously, because when you come back, many people in the United States and probably all over the world at this point have been inundated with the images on television. So you don't want to come back and burden them with more things that you have seen. So when you talk to somebody who's been there, they understand and they can empathize and sympathize with you.
Well, we absolutely appreciate all of the stories that you have brought back for us. Thanks, Mia.